Hi there, and welcome to the latest Altitude Marketing webinar. I'm Adam Smartschan, the Chief Strategy Officer here at Altitude. We've got something a little different for you today. Normally, we plan these webinars a few months in advance, but today's is something a lot closer to an emergency broadcast. In the last few weeks, Google has dramatically increased the presence of AI in its search results. Now, this has completely changed the look of search results pages, and it's caused quite a bit of confusion for marketers in general, and B2B marketers in particular. So to answer the questions we're hearing, I brought in Jeff Goldenberg, Altitude's VP of Digital Advertising. He's our search guru, and he's thought about basically nothing other than this stuff for the last 10 or so days. So Jeff, with that, it's great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me, Adam. Excited to talk about everything new in this world.
So Jeff, the first question here is pretty simple. What actually happened?
Now, Google has done what they said they were going to do all along, and that's make things easier for the user. Google's constantly trying to give the user the best possible experience. And so this is not a question of what's right or wrong, but more about ease and simplicity. And Google wants to make it as easy and simple as it possibly can for a user to obtain the information that they're looking for. It's also in Google's best interest to keep a user on their platform rather than send them out off of their platform. And so in today's world where users are having trouble in theory defining what's good content versus what's bad content because of the abundance of information that's out there, if Google can quickly determine what's the highest quality content for that user, show it to them within their AI, then this would absolutely and could absolutely help the user experience obtain the best information as fast as possible.
So the obvious follow-up question there, Jeff, is does this mean that traditional search results are going away entirely?
Search results, I don't believe can ever and will ever go away. Google's new motto is let Google do the Googling for you. That means that their results are still being delivered, just in a different format. Google's still going to give someone the opportunity to search and explore. That information's just now going to be moved and in a different location. Traditional search, not going away, just moving. So Google's going to prioritize their AI overview results. They're going to also prioritize their paid ads because again, they're in the interest of making money. After those, then we'll have the old-fashioned search results, which are the links that we're used to seeing going out the way that they were before. Are they going away? No, but they're definitely going to move, and the experience will certainly be different.
So, Jeff, our users here and our viewers are mostly in the B2B community. Is this going to be different for B2C marketers and B2C results and B2B marketers and B2B results?
Right now, today, B2B companies are absolutely not being impacted in the same way. The B2C companies are seeing a major impact right away. Some of the specific tools and instances around the AI that have been released are around e-commerce, specific to the user. So that is strictly targeting those B2C companies, trying to make it easier on the user from that end. Now, the B2B community is still feeling things in certain areas, but at a much, much less scale. I do believe that the clients we work with are extremely niche within their areas. And so where Google and their AI has not yet caught up to the exact sophistication of the products that they're delivering, they haven't felt the need to deliver those AI overview results the same way that they have on others.
And now you used the example of running shoes when we were prepping, right?
That is a great example. And so Google in their GLM 2024 constantly referenced the running shoe example. And if you're going to search for running shoe, they talked about the Nike, the Adidas results that came up, which were to be expected. And again, I'm going to buy a pair of sneakers. I want a running shoe if that's what I'm looking for. It's a complete user B2C transaction. Some of these new AI enhancements, they allow products and visuals to be 360-degree modeled all through AI. That's only released to the shoe and the clothing industry right now. And so that limitation also shows that they're focused on their B2C community, the shoppers, those users who are doing those types of searches and transactions, where the B2B cannot be impacted in the same way because the user experience isn't the same.
Okay, and that makes sense. What are the real world impacts that you're seeing? I know that you manage a portfolio of literally dozens of sites. You've been looking pretty deep at the data.
Absolutely. And so in the last 10 days, there really has not been a massive difference within the traffic that we're seeing. There are some that are up and down. We're seeing some movement, but we're not seeing anything like any of the B2C publishers are currently seeing. The clients that we're working with have really seen a normal difference of what a 10-day impact would be period over period. And so we see some areas that we've made some changes, but for the most part, the plan that we have always done, which is strive to give the users the best possible experience, is evident in the website. And so they haven't had the same impact that others are seeing.
Now, is part of that the client base you work with is just really niche, right? We deal in the life sciences and technology, enterprise software, high tech manufacturing. Are these sectors just kind of flying under the radar?
That's a great question. Flying under the radar could be one way to look at it, but I do not believe that Google is there to confidently deliver the results in those niche areas the same way that they can in the B2C industries. Google's entire algorithm is really about delivering at a grade school level. And some of the clients that we work with are PhDs educating and informing other PhDs. And so at that level of sophistication, I think that Google understands that for these searches, they need to have the confidence of continuing to deliver the best result, which was doing what they were doing.
Okay, that makes sense. So even though we've seen a little bit less volatility in B2B versus B2C, there's still something there. And I think critically, Google can turn on a dime, right? They could change things literally tomorrow if they decide to. With that in mind, is there anything that companies can do to insulate themselves?
Absolutely. And so right now, again, the best thing that a company could do is give their user the absolute best possible experience. No matter what Google's trying to change, that is always a North Star of theirs in mind. And so for this specific change, what companies should do is really identify how the new AI overviews could be impacting their strategy. They should know what they're targeting, what keywords they're going after. And so they need to identify which of those are currently showing up in AI overviews and which have shifted the SERP results. And if so, what is the AI pulling in? Understand what the competition is, why they got cited and not them, to change or update their content to better reflect that. And then the next thing you have to do is get your technical site health in order. Technical SEO is going to be more important, and the importance is just increasing moving forward, because you're going to have to make sure everything is tagged and structured properly so that you can be cited within the AI overviews. And if you want to do that, again, it's going to go back to the technical health. So I would start now, make sure that all of your pieces are in place on that end. Go through the terms that you're targeting, make sure that it makes sense, that the results are still there, that organic traffic will push through, and then just continue to think about the user. Think about who needs to go to your website. And if you have their best interest in mind, your site will be in the best position possible.
Okay, all right. So, Jeff, is there anybody potentially that somebody should call to help get their house in order?
100% altitude marketing is a great place that could help. We will run through the site, see the technical fixes that aren't there, get it up to par, and develop a plan to be ready for this new world that we're now under.
Thanks, Jeff. I couldn't have said that better myself. So, summing things up, this is a time of change. As you can tell, we don't really know exactly what's going to happen a few weeks from now, a few months from now. What we can say is so far, fortunately, a lot of the change with Google and AI has been localized in B2C, but B2B is feeling some effects, and we can probably expect that it will continue to as we go along. That said, you do really have to try to insulate yourself from these changes. As Jeff noted, helpful content is going to remain a massive deal. There's really no way that's going to be any different moving forward. And technical site health, that side of SEO, is always going to be important. We, of course, are happy to help here at Altitude Marketing. You can check us out at altitudemarketing.com. So signing off, again, I'm Adam Smartschan, the Chief Strategy Officer at Altitude. Joining me today was Jeff Goldenberg, our VP of Digital Advertising. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.